We are back out here live this morning at Silver Mountain. Lifts here are expected open for the season in a limited capacity starting next week. Yeah, just the day after Thanksgiving. Now, this will be the first since the pandemic cut the ski season short. Now, this year, Silver Mountain will be opening with some new coronavirus guidelines, but they also will have a new avalanche mitigation plan. This follows January's deadly avalanche. So we talked with the general manager who says they spent the off season working to create that safety plan. So we're going to have some of that coming up here later in the show. But first, we do want to issue this. The leaders issued a statement. It reads in part, you do not go through an event like last year without reviewing your whole system and how it could improve. Now, in a few minutes, we will talk about those changes again for the avalanche prevention programs here at Silver Mountain, as well as COVID safety. And as we mentioned earlier this year, that avalanche killed 3 people and injured 4 more. You might remember it happened inbounds on a Black Diamond run. The Idaho Panhandle Avalanche Center later revealed skiers triggered that avalanche, and it took several days to recover the victims. So take a look at a map of the mountain. This is a ski map. The avalanche hit on the 16-to-1 run. That's on Wardner Peak. Now, this is on the right side of your screen. You can see Black Diamond and double Black Diamond runs there. That means it's only for expert skiers. So one of the changes for this season involves opening a new weather center at Wardner Peak where that avalanche happened. Of course, Silver Mountain shut down for several days while the recovery mission was underway. Crews recovered 2 victims quickly and called off the search. However, the following day, a family member called to report an overdue skier on the mountain. Nearly 60 people searched foot by foot for a missing woman. And 2 days after the avalanche, they located the 3rd and final victim. The next day, Silver Mountain reopened to the public. And at the time, visitors say returning was part of the healing process. Of course, this morning, a survivor of the January avalanche is sharing his story. Bill Fusak survived the unthinkable. He survived trapped under the snow for nearly an hour. Now, what he recalls is seeing and feeling the snow crack around him, and then he heard a woman behind him yelling to stay on top of the snow.
We dropped in and everything, all hell broke loose. Everything cracked around us and we started sliding immediately. Just try to stay above the surface. I shouldn't have been alive. This is it. And all I can do is sit here and I'll either pass out or they'll rescue me.
Now, Fusak is an avid skier. He is also trained in avalanche survival. So back out here live this morning, we've been talking to Silver Mountain, and they've been busy over the course of the past few months making an avalanche safety plan and a mitigation plan for this upcoming season, hoping to avoid a situation like this from ever happening again. So new this year, skiers will notice a new weather system that will be at the top again of Wardner Peak. Again, that is close to the avalanche location. It will provide hourly readings for snowfall, water content, and wind. Also, crews are adding the avalanche transceiver checkers to the tops of chairs 2 and 4. Now, that helps remind skiers to turn on their transmitters or even test them to make sure they're working properly. Also on the mountain, they're enlisting some 4-legged help. This year, you will see Roger training on the ski hills. The black lab puppy is being trained as an avalanche rescue dog, and he's being named after a retired member of the ski patrol. So that is what Silver Mountain is doing new this year for avalanche mitigation, but also now they'll be operating under new coronavirus guidelines. So this year, crews will have to limit the capacity on the ski hill. Visitors will need to get lift tickets ahead of time on the weekends and during holidays. Skiers and snowboarders, though, can buy a ticket day of during the week. Season pass holders, though, are not affected. Those gondola rides will be limited to 1 family or group, so you're not going to be with any strangers. Mask will be required while you're in line or riding the gondola. And on top of the mountain, Mogul's Lounge is open with hosted seating. The food court will operate as normal as well. However, there will be reduced seating, and again, masks are required. Leaders say those safety guidelines are subject to change as well throughout the year.